Well, after several days and nights of major fog in the area, it has cleared up considerably, and we have a gorgeous day for Cubs baseball on WGN Sports. Game 2, Nationals and Cubs, and we welcome Cub fans from all over the country watching on WGN America, America's home for baseball. And welcome to the booth. Jim DeShays and Len Casper with you. The Cubs 3-4 on this long 10-game homestand, and this series features a battle of two of the best rotations statistically in baseball.
Yeah, we've been talking about the Cubs rotation all year. You know about the Washington Nationals. They've been very good, very pitching strong the last couple of seasons. But take a look at these numbers provided by Fangraphs.com. Great website. They go deep inside the numbers. Wins above replacement. The Cubs rotation, the best in all of baseball.
And the Nationals as a staff have the best earned run average in all of baseball. Let's get into the starting matchup today. It'll be Jason Hammel, who has never lost to the Nats.
Yeah, two guys who are providing a lot of value for both their clubs. Jason Hammel in 8 starts against the Nationals in his career, 6-0 with a 3.15 earned run average. Really good last time out against the Pirates. A tough luck 2-1 loss for Hammel.
And Tanner Roark, who's from nearby Wilmington, Illinois. He's going to have a lot of family and friends in the ballpark, and he's had a very nice year.
Yeah, after going 7-1 for the Nationals last year, was called up in August. 2 years ago in AAA, he was miserable, but what a nice turnaround for him. And look at his June, 4-1 with a .44 in 5 June starts.
The Cubs a 5-3 winner in the fog last night as they beat the first-place Nationals, who have a 1-game lead in the National League East. We'll have Game 2 of this 4-game set coming up next. Brought to you by Budweiser. Designate a driver and enjoy the great times. Ford, manufacturers of America's best-selling brand. Check out our best-selling lineup at your local Ford store or online at localfordstores.com. And by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Chicago Cubs baseball in high definition on WGN is brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. The day after Fog Bowl 2014, let's get the Nationals starting lineup written out by their first-year manager, Matt Williams. Denard Span, couple of doubles in the ballgame last night, will lead it off. Anthony Rendon is at third. Jason Worth from Springfield, Illinois is in right. Adam LaRoche, his father Dave, pitched for the Cubs back in the 70s. Ryan Zimmerman is in left. Wilson Ramos, a catcher just off the DL yesterday. Ian Desmond, the shortstop, bats 7th. Danny Espinosa, the second baseman, hits 8th. Tanner Roark bats 9th.
Cubs defensively on this fine afternoon set up this way. Coghlan, Ruggiano, and Sweeney cover the pasture. Infield duties fall to Valbuena, Castro, Barney, and Rizzo. John Baker, as is the norm, behind the plate for right-hander Jason Hamill. 6 up and 5 down with a 2.99 ERA for Jason. 15 starts. Solid work. Just 8 home runs allowed. 91 punch-outs against only 20 walks. Having an outstanding season. You see where he falls with some of these other numbers. That whip among the best in the National League. Same to be said for that OPS against. Getting more ground balls this year than he has in the past. Strikeout rate very good. Walk rate the best of his career. Walking just 5%. Well below league average. Good solid stuff for the 31-year-old right-hander.
That's Mike Estabrook. Joined the full-time Major League staff this season. Born in Florida. Attended the University of Phoenix. Ah, 82 degrees. This is what summer is supposed to feel like. The last 2 nights, game time temperature 59 degrees. And we are ready as Denard Span.
Beautiful day. Beautiful day for baseball. Got a little breeze working. Sunny day. People getting tans out there in the stands.
Cubs a 5-3 winner last night. Nationals maintaining a 1-game lead over the Atlanta Braves in the NL East.
Nice win for the Cubs last night. They had a 3-0 lead. That got away from them. The Nationals came back to tie it up, but the Cubs bounced right back. In the bottom half of the 7th, scored 2. Justin Ruggiano with a big 2-run double, providing the winning margin. Club turned 3 double plays. Cut down a couple runners, 1 at home, 1 at second, on fine defensive plays. Good night all the way around.
First pitch fastball from Jason Hamill is a strike. The Nationals hope to get Bryce Harper off the disabled list by as early as Monday. He's coming off left thumb surgery. If you haven't been following them lately, came off the DL. He is slated to go back to third once Harper comes off, but Harper may have to play a little center. Zimmerman might move around a little bit as Matt Williams tries to find playing time for all of his regulars. 1-2. Plays Davey Johnson, who stepped down following last season. Not much managerial experience for Williams prior to this job on an interim basis. 1 season at AA, also in the Arizona Fall League. He had been a major league coach with the Diamondbacks. But so far, the report card's been good from people who have followed this team.
He fits the profile. When you think back to Matt Williams as a player, he's one of those guys that you would have identified as a future manager. You know, just strong clubhouse presence, a real leader, a real intense guy. I guess that would be the one concern. How would he handle the everyday grind of it as a manager for a guy who poured his heart and soul into it? How would he respond to players who maybe don't bring the same intensity that he does?
2 balls, 2 strikes on Span. The kick and the pitch. Ground ball to Darwin Barney. Well, early in the year, and I was a little critical of Matt Williams just not knowing all the details when he yanked Bryce Harper from a game for not running out a ground ball, but I guess it was not the first incident. Harper said all the right things in the aftermath, and Williams had the full support of his general manager Mike Rizzo. So most managers, JD, they have a couple of simple rules, and one of them is you run everything out.
Yeah, and you don't have to put your head down and run, like you're trying to win an Olympic gold medal on a routine ground ball to second base or something like that. But, run down the line, give it some effort, and get to the base.
Rendon flies to Chris Coghlan. 2 quick outs.
I think what really got under Matt's skin was in that particular play. Harper just peeled off about halfway down the first baseline. Can never assume that the play is going to be made. What if the ball got bounced and got away from the first baseman momentarily?
That'll bring up Jason Worth. Slow start to his Nationals career, but in the overall, you'd have to say he has been worth the big contract. At 232 in that first year with the Nationals. Some injuries in 2012, but he hit 300 last year. Hit 318 with a 931 OPS.
Slugging not there for him this year. Always been a patient hitter who will walk a fair bit.
Staying healthy has been Worth's biggest challenge in the big leagues, but when healthy, he's a difference maker. 2-1 from Hamill, and he pops it up. Shallow center field. Castro's drifting out, and it'll be taken by the center fielder, Ruggiano. Where would you rather be than beautiful Chicago in the summer? Cubs coming up. Ricky Renteria's Cubs lineup brought to you by Mazda and the 2014 Mazda 3 with seamless connectivity. Ryan Sweeney leading off for the second straight game. Justin Ruggiano in center. Junior Lake took a spill last night. Thankfully he's okay and available today. Rizzo, Castro, Valbuena 3-4-5 as we've seen a lot lately. Chris Coughlin's in left. John Baker the catcher bats seventh. Darwin Barney with a big double in that 2-run seventh last night to win the game. And Hamill the pitcher goes number 9.
And here are the Nationals in the field this afternoon. As Len mentioned, Ryan Zimmerman playing some left field these days. Denard Span the speedster in center. Worth, he's got a big arm out there in right field. Ian Desmond the shortstop has made 14 errors. That's the most among NL shortstops. The guy on the other side though, Danny Espinosa, really good defensively. Rendon at third, LaRoche at first, Wilson Ramos behind the plate for Tanner Roark, 27-year-old right-hander from just down the road.
Wilmington, Illinois. Later went on to the University of Illinois and actually won a game here at Wrigley Field last year in relief. A pop-up back of short is handled by Desmond to retire Ryan Sweeney.
Well, he's having a heck of a year. 7-4 with a 2.79 ERA through 15 starts. That's after going 7-1 with the Nationals last year after an August call-up. And he, like Jason Hamill, all over the leaderboard and some of these secondary stats. His whip among the best in the game. OPS against. He's not a real strikeout guy. He throws a ton of strikes, however.
Foul off the bat.
Those first pitch strikes about 65% of the time. For a lot of two-seam fastballs, not overpowering. You know, good heater, but not going to blow by you at 96. It's going to be more 92, 93 in that range. Slider, curve, and a change. And I think that the ability to get ahead, strike one is the key for him, and then mix in those secondary pitches, and he uses all of them. Uses all 4 of his pitches.
Giano won the game with his 2-run double in the 7th inning last night. The game last year won by Roark. Gave up 2 runs in under 2 innings. But earned the victory in the Washington 11-6 decision on August 21st. So he's got a 10.80 ERA career here at Wrigley. He's hoping to improve upon that big time today. Where is Wilmington? It's about an hour drive, depending on traffic, southwest of the city. South of Joliet. He's got a lot of friends and family here rooting him on. Bouncer to second, as Danny Espinosa will take care of that one.
Yeah, won a couple of state championships while in high school. Was also an all-state quarterback.
Pitched an independent ball for Southern Illinois in the Frontier League. Drafted in the 25th round by the Rangers in 08. Quite a story.
Yeah, well, the Rangers, whoever was scouting him, saw something, because while he was pitching for that independent club, it's just a handful of appearances. His numbers were horrific. He wasn't getting results, but they liked his arm enough to take a shot, and now he finds himself in the big leagues, and not only in the big leagues, but performing very well.
Swing and a miss by Anthony Rizzo. Roark actually, while at Illinois, had to leave the team due to academic issues.
Just saw a real good changeup. A big part of the reason why left-handed batters are only hitting 192 against him. But 2 years ago at AAA, he was 6-17 with a 4.39 ERA. Last year in the big leagues, he was 7-1 with a 1.51 ERA. So the light turned on, and that's one of his favorite pitches there, that two-seam fastball that he'll start at the hip of a left-handed hitter and run back to the inside corner.
And that will be floated out into left center for the first base hit of the ball game as Anthony Rizzo stays hot. Came in at 291. That's his 4th hit already in the series. And that'll keep the inning alive for Starlin Castro.
One leaked back out over the plate a little bit, and Rizzo just pushed it out there into shallow center field.
Whether it's conscious or not, Rizzo really has learned the value of contact in those 2-strike situations. It has really served him well. I think the understanding, especially for a young power hitter, that you don't have to hit every ball out of the ballpark. Very valuable.
Yeah,
maybe hitting in this ballpark with the wind blowing in as often as it does has provided some value there.
Right, and that, and part of it too is we talk a lot about situational hitting, and usually you're talking about base out situations, but there's also where you are in the ball game, does it make sense to change your approach with 2 strikes? There are other times, as a slugger, maybe you don't want him to change his approach even with 2 strikes. And I think that's all part of it, and that's what he's learning, and it's been fun to watch. He's turning into one of the best in the league.
Castro knocked in 2 last night. He's down in an 0-2 hole here with 2 outs. The kick and the pitch fouled back. Follow Cubs no-hit streak on Twitter at Cubs no-hit streak. Fly ball, Worth will make the catch, and with that Anthony Rizzo single, that's 7,741 consecutive games with a hit for the Cubs. Along with Rick Renteria, log on to WGNTV.com. Click on the WGN Sports Game Zone banner and connect to all the up-to-the-minute stats and info while watching at home. Game Zone, sponsored by The Great Escape. Pools, patio sets, play sets, hot tubs, and more. Underway in the second. 1 ball, no strikes on Adam LaRoche. Well, 2-0. Imagine LaRoche has been in this count a fair amount this year. When you look at his stellar numbers, his on-base average at .419, third in the league. He's in the top 10 in on-base plus slugging as well. Comes over shifting to the pull side on the infield, and he hits a ground ball that gets past Castro over there on the left side for a base hit. Leadoff single, Adam LaRoche.
Running fastball moving down and away. He hits it hard and finds a little room to work with there just beyond the reach of Starlin Castro. Pounds the dirt in frustration.
The Nationals have a face of the franchise. I guess you could say Bryce Harper, maybe a Steven Strasburg. But in the decade they've been around since moving from Montreal, it's this guy, Ryan Zimmerman, and he finds the left field corner. LaRoche on his way to third. He's going to be set. Might be a play on him. Throw to the plate. He is safe. Gets by. And Zimmerman allowed to get to third on the throw. Bob Henley's been aggressive in this series. That one worked out for the visitors. Yeah,
it was a bad send last night. They got Ryan Zimmerman thrown out of home plate on a play that wasn't particularly close, and I think this was a bad send as well. The fact that there's nobody out in the inning worked out. They got their runner home, but a certain amount of risk here with nobody out with Adam LaRoche running. He's coming all the way from first base. He's not a speed guy, and you have to factor in that a lot of guys are going to kind of run out of gas at some point, and LaRoche, he wasn't in sellout mode either. I don't think he anticipated being sent there by Bob Henley. Gingerly around third base.
Kind of navigate around the bat as well. Infield kind of in now, not all the way as Ramos swings and misses. He swaps spots with Ian Desmond in the lineup today. He's hitting sixth. Desmond behind him. It was flip-flop last night. Yeah, I kind of look at it both ways. I mean, last night it was an easy out at the plate, and it was Zimmerman, I believe, right? Who was tagged out. But in Bob Henley's defense, teams generally don't throw guys out at the plate, and especially with a relay throw, you need two really good throws.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. There's a defense to be made.
You're thinking the no-out situation.
I still come down on the yeah.
So 2 outs, you're fine with it in that?
Oh, absolutely.
Not with no. Yeah, I get it.
The fewer outs there are, the less risk you're willing to take. And of course, it matters where you are in the batting order as well.
The 1-2 is inside.
I will give him credit for this. After getting a guy thrown out at the plate last night, he was willing to bring him on around. He's new to this. This is his first time doing this at the big league level.
Hamels 2-2, now full 3-2 with Desmond on deck. We said it in the open. Jason has never lost to this Nationals ball club. 6-0 in 8 career starts. Two, we'll do it again.
Pretty good stuff. 8 starts, 6-0, 3.15 the ERA. The one guy who's put up really good numbers against him is the guy standing down on third base. Ryan Zimmerman came into this one hitting .360 against him, 9 out of 25. So he obviously sees the ball well off of Jason.
Just off the plate on a slider. Tough take by Ramos, but he draws the walk. Single, double, walk to start this inning.
Slider, a real go-to pitch for Jason Hamill. This time it's off the outside edge, and Ramos showing good restraint. A lot of guys would try to make something happen there with a man on third base.
We'll bring up Desmond, an all-star 2 years ago. He's won the Silver Slugger at short twice. He swings and fouls. He has only walked once in his last 19 games. He likes to swing the bat.
Well, production is there, home runs and RBIs, but the batting average off about 40 points.
1 strike on him. And a bouncer to third. The throw goes to the plate. Out as they get Zimmerman, who was going on contact. It's the first out of the inning.
Yeah, base runner on third base here. He's going to go on contact because the one thing he doesn't want to have happen is a double play. So he forces the Cubs to make a play on him at home. So it's only 1 out instead of 2, and Ramos moves up into scoring position at second. Now you could argue that would have been a tough double play for the Cubs to turn, but you don't have time as a base runner at third base to kind of evaluate all that. You have to have a plan before the pitch, and then you have to react.
Espinosa, a switch hitter, way better from the right side than the left, and a very good glove at second. Strike 1 call. Rough year last year, 44 games at this level, hit just 158. He missed it. Baker can't find it, and the runners will both advance. So a wild pitch on Hamill, and that could loom large, second and third instead of first and second.
Slider down in the dirt, and Baker, instead of trying to block it, tries to pick it on the backhand side and cannot do it. He'd like another shot at that one.
So Valbuena even with a bag at third, everybody else back. Here it is. And Espinosa strikes out. That's a big one for Hamill. So after the wild pitch, he fans Espinosa, 2 down. And now we'll face the pitcher.
This is just obviously aware of Espinosa's weaknesses. Guy that swings and misses a lot. He has struck out about 35% of his plate appearances, so no need to throw one in there when you get ahead of him.
Jeff Samardzija there on the left will pitch the night game tomorrow night. He'll probably arrive around the game time of the first one right here on WGN at noon. Cubs will go with rookie right-hander Dallas Beeler in game 1. Part of the decision, a lot of factors playing into it. The 0-1 to Roark misses. You don't want the kid coming here and sitting around all day thinking about making his major league debut. Just show up and pitch.
Yeah, go get him.
You feel good about Samardzija in game 2, stretching out and giving you some innings, having the bullpen ready for game 1. Hamill off the mound, and that'll end the inning. Well, they get one. They could have gotten a lot more. It's 1-0 Nationals. Cubs selfies at hashtag WGN Cubs. Young Cub fan there on the left with Clark. Looks like Clark's clubhouse. 1-0 Washington as we get into the bottom of the second. Yeah, so just to follow up on the fog last night. Talking with Ricky Renteria, he said he did not chat with the umpires at all. Matt Williams mentioned that Ian Desmond had a brief conversation with the umps. But Williams made a great point. He said it's not like rain where you go, okay, it's going to rain until 11:30 and then we're in the clear. This is a triple for Luis Valbuena when Denard Span couldn't find the ball. Williams said you kind of either have to play or you don't. And he said it was the same for both teams. And it's hard to disagree with that. I mean, if they delay the game in the 7th inning at 9:30, do we sit there till 3?
Yeah, I don't know. Can you forecast fog? Can you say what's going to lift here in the next 45 minutes?
Well, it didn't lift for the whole night.
Yeah.
So
I think you just give players little flashlights to put on their hats, miners' helmets.
And it's even tougher for the outfielders on nights like that because they don't have lights behind them here at Wrigley Field. 1-2. Valbuena. But Darwin Barney said the fog day we had against the Reds last year was thicker than it was last night.
Trying to recall, is that the game we did from the suite?
Yes. Brandon Phillips hit a grand slam in that game. Full count, 3-2. I missed an opportunity. You asked. I should have said I haven't the foggiest, but
well, we can roll it out later.
Doctor it up.
We'll bring it up. We'll bring it up again about the 7th inning.
Okay.
And everybody will have forgotten that we had that conversation,
including me. Roark into his motion, and the 3-2 is hooked into right field. It'll drop down. Extra bases for Valbuena. Worth will retrieve. It's a leadoff double. Nice to see him get hot again. And cooled off here recently.
Jumped on a changeup here from Tanner Roark. Ball stays out mid-thigh. Not where you're going to have a lot of success with a changeup, and Valbuena has himself a leadoff double. Coughlin up there looking to pull this ball to get him over and possibly get him in. Roark will be throwing 2 seamers down and away, I'm guessing. Try to avoid that. In with life at 93.
Coughlin would like to have that swing back. 0-1. Baker on deck. Nationals grab the lead with a run here in the top of this 2nd inning. Ball, 2 strikes. Roark has a sign from Ramos. Quick look at second. And a tapper foul. So over the next, 29-30 hours, 3 games will have been played. Talking with Rick Renteria before the game about his young bullpen. Some puzzle pieces to put together. Obviously, you worry about today first. But with a young group of arms, he does not want to overuse anybody.
Well, that's why it's nice that it's Hamill today and Samardzija in one of the games tomorrow. They've both been very reliable in terms of pitching deep into ball games.
Matt Williams did not use any of his top guys last night. Stammen went a couple of innings in relief, took the loss. Still 1-2. Long battle here between Roark and Coghlan. The pitch is up and in.
A pretty good life on that fastball this afternoon. That one at 94 miles an hour. You see our Xfinity pitch tracks doing a lot of work up in this sequence.
Cubs continue to face right-handed starters. That run will end tomorrow. Gio Gonzalez, the left-hander, will go in game 1. And Coghlan just got a piece of it, and a big piece of Wilson Ramos, who's already been on the DL twice this year.
It's a bad breaking ball, but bad enough that he got away with it. I'm going to go with inner thigh.
Pitch number 9 of the sequence. Ground ball. What a play by Desmond just to keep it out of the outfield, but it will be an infield hit for Coghlan with Valbuena holding at second. Back-to-back hits to start the inning.
Well, Jason Hamill able to limit the damage there in the last inning for the Nationals, and now the Cubs with a chance to get a little something done. Look at the movement on that fastball, moving away from Coghlan, so he does a nice job hitting in that direction. At that point, you're not thinking about pulling the ball anyway. You got 2 strikes on you. You're just trying to find a hole somewhere.
Brings up Baker, the 7-hitter, first at bat today. And a similar swing to Coghlan's first pitch. The 0-1 ground ball and into center. Valbuena around third. He will score, and it's 1-1. John Baker with his 5th RBI of the year. And a rough go offensively. Came in hitting $160, but he just tied the ball game.
This ball's got a lot of topspin on it, and Roark, his attempt to glove it, just couldn't control it. Jumps off the heel of his glove and into center field for an RBI single.
3 straight hits to start the frame. Now an important at bat here for both Roark and the Cubs, because it's Barney ahead of the pitcher Hamill. Like to be able to get that guy in as he squares and takes a strike. If he bunts there, you want him bunting for a hit, not just to move that guy from first to second.
Well, this is a situation with 1 out. You see a lot of safety squeezes put on.
Floated into center. It's going to drop, and the Cubs have the lead. Coghlan scores. Bloop single. Darwin Barney 2-1.
Wasn't blistered, but it works.
Steve McCaddy, the pitching coach, is out. 4 consecutive hits, 2 runs in, still nobody out.
Well, the 50th celebration concludes tomorrow as the Cubs take on the Nationals in that day-night doubleheader we've been talking about. Game 1 at 12:05, Game 2 at 6:15. Tickets are available for both games, so come out and enjoy Saturday afternoon or Saturday night baseball here at Wrigley Field. For tickets, visit Cubs.com. Heck, come out for both.
The Cubs not playing Sunday because of the annual Pride Parade. A lot of traffic and congestion in the area. So instead, playing 2 tomorrow, split gate doubleheader. And then they'll head off to Boston to start a series Monday at Fenway Park. There's the bunt by Hamill. It's foul.
Great chance here for Hamill to help his cause by advancing these base runners. Attempt number 1 didn't work out. Let's see how we do on try number 2. Get it out there early. Top of the zone with the bat. Make sure you get a strike. Adam LaRoche, the first baseman, a very good defender, won a Gold Glove a couple of years back.
Throw goes to third, one there to first, save. Hamill beats out the double play, but they do get the lead runner.
And that's always got to be in the back of your mind as the bunter here. Make sure you go down the line. You kind of want to watch the play, see how it develops, see if you got the job done. But if you get caught looking, you're going to be out at first base. Good hustle by Hamill. Not a horrible bunt. Not a great bunt either. And Roark, very good athlete, makes a nice play.
Now Sweeney 0 for 1. Barney at second. And Hamill now at first. And the pitch right down the middle. Already one final doubleheader day in Baltimore, and in the day game the Rays beat the Orioles 5-2. 3 hits for Baltimore today. Alex Colomé gave up 2 hits in 5 2/3 innings. He got the win. He was the 26th man added to the Rays roster for this split doubleheader. Ball, 2 strikes. Popped him up. It's Desmond for the out. Well, this weekend, history being made. Tomorrow, the Cubs' first scheduled, not a makeup, scheduled doubleheader since the 4th of July in 1983. So first, according to our research, going back to 1943 from Stats, first Sunday off for the Cubs in a long, long time. Was July 4th, 1983, the day of Dave Righetti's no-hitter?
It was indeed, yeah.
It wasn't here. It was at Yankee Stadium, but one strike to Ruggiano as Roark, who's already given up 2 this inning, tries to somewhat limit the damage. Swing and a miss. Big Cubs fan, John Cusack, in the house. Chatting with Cubs general manager Jed Hoyer. Little high, 1-2.
At this fine ballpark on this date in 1930 was Ladies' Day. They put over 51,000 people in the ballpark.
Guessing they put fans on the field that day. Yeah. Roped them off. Yep.
Either that or they're hanging off the rafters. Roark struggling with his command a little bit here this afternoon. He throws a lot more strikes. I imagine he's got a little extra adrenaline pumping today, so close to home. Luciano spoiled a pretty good let up there. Warm afternoon, a lot of pitches already, a lot in this inning. It's going to take a bite out of him. His Expos are in the house.
That's how this Nationals franchise began. Back in '69. Swing and a miss to end the inning, but a long one for Roark as the Cubs now have a 2-1 lead after 2. Welcome back to the ballpark. Pretty neat. The Cubs' wives today conducting the Cubs' Favorite Things auction. The auctioning off special gift baskets near Gate F. Similar baskets will be up for auction from June 29th through July 6th. You can go to cubscharities.org. And here to explain further this really neat event is Kate Sherholtz, the wife of Nate Sherholtz. Nate and Kate, I love it. Kate, welcome. And you have one of these baskets here.
Yeah.
Tell us what's in it.
So this is Nate's basket. First, we did a lot of signed stuff, so it makes it worth it. I mean, we have a bat, I have a signed picture, card. One of the things you can't really buy anywhere else are his cleats, which he wore last year. And batting gloves. I think that
is really cool.
Covered it. And then
some double bubble.
Yeah, and then after the signed stuff, we did a lot of things that are the guys' favorite things. So food, movies, books. So you kind of get to know the players as well.
Love that concept. It's a really cool idea.
There's Denard Span. Takes a strike.
It would be really fun too, is to not know whose basket it was and try to identify the player based on the basket. Like, what is the most identifiable thing in here that says Nate, other than the things with Nate's name on it?
The Ford hat.
Yeah?
I would say he's an American-made car guy, and he loves Ford.
Really?
Yeah.
There's Nate. Signed bat. Very, very cool. Did you help him pick out these items?
I picked him out.
It's like I know you better than you know you.
Yeah.
We got a book here. Let's find out what the book is. Yeah. I'm really curious. Oh, Unbroken. Yeah.
He loves that book.
There you go.
Oh, is that the Zamperini? Yeah, great story.
Very nice. All kinds of goodies in here.
So in assembling these baskets, did you find out things about other players that you had no idea that, really that guy likes that movie or that guy reads that book?
Yeah, it was fun. All the wives, we got together and built them all together so we could kind of make it fun. So yeah, you got to learn all about everybody, what candy they like. There's a lot of snacks in there. So every kid that came by the basket was like Oreos. I think Edwin Jackson, that was his, and they loved it.
So again, obviously today at the ballpark, these are available, but also CubsCharities.org from June 29th through July 6th, as Castro will pick it up. Throw to first, they get him. And a long list of players and coaches involved with this. Kind of a no-brainer. Whose idea originally was it? Do we know?
There were a couple of us that have done it with other teams, and Lindsey Barney and myself and Brittany Wood, we kind of wanted to do it last year, and it never really happened, so we made it happen this year, and we had a lot of fun with it.
That's great.
Yeah.
So one out in the inning, it'll be Anthony Rendon. And just outside, ball one.
So what about the mechanics of the auction? People just go online and then just have a running page with bid?
Today we're doing it in the concourse, and you can do it in person, online, or through a text message. But then starting Sunday through Sunday, you can do it online. What'd you say? CubsCharities.org?
CubsCharities.org. One ball and two strikes. Well, it's great that you're getting involved and doing great work. I know the wives get together in spring training as well. And this is one, I've never seen anything like this, but I think the personalized touch is certainly the way to go. 2-2.
So when they go to either the table today or the website, so the basket with the player's name identifying, obviously, and we'll also have the contents of the basket, or you just bid on the Shearholtz basket today?
No, you can click on it and it'll show you everything, all the items itemized, and so you can see everyone, and you can click through and bid on as many as you want.
That's great.
That's awesome. Infield hit for Anthony Rendon on a close play at first.
And not a lot of time there for Castro to gather himself. He had to sling that ball across the diamond in a hurry, and Rendon hustles it out. He's a good-looking player.
Kate, before we let you go, Nate, one of our favorite guys, such a pro. Everybody loves how he goes about his business. But he's got a sense of humor, right? He doesn't always show it at the ballpark, but I know he'll let his hair down every once in a while, right? Off the field, probably more than anything else. But he's a serious guy.
He is, and I tell him to smile a little more. I mean, it is still a game, have a little fun. But yeah, he is really serious. But yeah, at home, he's probably a little more fun.
Very cerebral guy, no question about it.
Yeah, he is.
So again, if you can't make it today, obviously you're watching us, you can go online, CubsCharities.org. The Cubs Wives Auction titled Cubs Favorite Things. Kate, thanks for stopping by.
We had that original shot. We were scanning the baskets there, and I saw the Frosted Flakes. They got my attention. Somebody's a Frosted Flakes fan down there.
Yeah.
All right, well, we look forward to this, and I'm sure this particular basket will get a lot of great bids. Kate, thanks for the time today.
Yeah, thank
Appreciate
you
you stopping
so much.
by.
Good luck.
Yeah, thanks.
Kate Shearholtz.
Len would have Cocoa Puffs in his basket, I think. Guitar and some Cocoa Puffs.
I'm kind of a Cheerios guy, to be honest with you. 1-1 on Jason Worth. The pitch fouled back. Two to one. The Cubs have the lead. Each starter, they really grind through the second inning.
What do you suppose that was all about? Worth, do you see what he was doing there with his hand?
Yeah, I don't know. Sort of
just telling himself to get the ball down. Yeah, as he just kind of. Okay, he's telling it's his hand position. I'm glad he did it again to clarify.
Pitch. Tap foul.
That's what makes hitting so hard, right? You know, if anybody's ever played golf, they know how difficult it is to stay consistent with a swing in golf. Well, in baseball, there's a similar approach that hitters have in terms of their mechanics, but they have to do it with a ball that's moving 95 miles an hour sometimes 74 miles an hour, spinning one way or the other. So there's the mechanical part of it, plus just the instinctual part of seeing the ball and reacting, recognizing spin. Not to mention the self-preservation, always in the back of your mind.
Driven to deep right center, and it's going to be caught by Ryan Sweeney. Runner back toward first is Rendon, and he's safe.
Fog not an issue today, but a bright sunny day, and Sweeney battling that one a little bit before putting it away. He got the shades on, got the hand up.
Yeah, we were chatting with former Cub outfielder, now a scout, Gary Varsho. And we were joking with him. I think you might have asked him, would you love to have been out in the fog last night? He said, I wouldn't want to be out there in the sun. Very difficult field to play in the outfield. Wrigley. Always known as one of the toughest, especially in right.
How do we know that's really Adam LaRoche? I mean, if you're going to put a disguise on, that's what you would do, right? The beard and the shades. This could be anybody.
He looks like Adam LaRoche. Maybe it's batting stance guy. There goes Rendon. The pitch is a strike. The throw to second in time. John Baker gets his pitcher out of the third inning. Xfinity. Actually, Matt Williams did come out to talk things over with the second base umpire Hunter Wendelstedt, but looked like Rendon was in fact out. It went 2-5 with the shift on. Valbuena applied the tag.
Rendon, when Williams went out, he asked Rendon, "Were you safe around?" And he just said, "Close." I mean, the ball was there well in advance. The tag was a little light. First time he's been caught this year in the Nationals. Successful on 84% of their stolen base tries this year. Prior to that one, that's tops in the National League.
Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. So 2-1, the Cubs lead. They'll try to add on here in the third inning.
Where's this hit going to land?
The last one, he parachuted out into shallow left center. In the series now, he's 4 out of 5. Average inching up toward 300. That's a strike. Nice crowd today. Beautiful afternoon. Ground ball to shallow right, picked up by Espinoza. Castro. This is a tough stretch here the Cubs are getting into. They do have off days Sunday and Thursday, but you've got these Nationals leading the way in the NL East, not only this weekend but next weekend. You go to Fenway Park, and obviously the Red Sox, well under 500. But that's always kind of a media circus when the Cubs and Red Sox get together. And then you got the Nationals again, and then at Cincinnati, 5 games in 4 days before the Braves come here to Wrigley Field to wrap up the first half. So the weather's heating up. Cubs are well aware of kind of the physical and mental drain that this puts on the players. So you may see some off days for some guys coming up. Castro hasn't had one yet. He has started every game, the only position player to do so. Will play for Worth.
Yeah, and I don't know what. I know a while back there, Ricky was going to give him a day off, and then Valbuena got nicked up a little bit. And Castro also lobbied to stay in the lineup. He may just decide to push on through with him until the All-Star break. I mean, when when you're looking at the schedule, good teams ahead. When you're a last place club, essentially everybody's a good team, but it's fairly stiff competition here.
On ball to third, scooped by Rendon, throws to LaRoche. Cubs baseball summer camps offer children 5 to 13 of all abilities the ultimate major league experience. Join fellow teammates for a week of top-notch baseball instruction, exclusive access, and unforgettable moments. The next session starts on July 7th. It's offered at St. Rita of Cascia High School in Chicago. Visit Cubs.com/camps to sign up your future Cub today.
I remember talking to Lance Berkman a few years back, one of those really bad Astro teams, and he said, I'm looking at the schedule and I'm trying to find the cupcakes on our schedule. And they said, you're the cupcake when you can't find one. That team's better than we are. That team's pretty good. They're going to be tough to beat. So he said, we're the cupcake. We're the team that everybody comes to town thinking we should take 2 out of 3.
The 2-0 on Valbuena. Rip at it, fouled it back.
Beautiful thing about baseball, though, over a 10-day, 2-week stretch, last place club can play like a world beater.
Three and one. Here it comes. High fly to the pull side, and it will be Span to make the catch. 1, 2, 3 go the Cubs, leading 2-1.
A scary moment in the ball game last night. Ryan Zimmerman pumps this ball into the right center alley, and Junior Lake sells out and gives up the body in a big way off the wall. Had to be helped off the field, but a little banged up. But other than that, good to go. Boy, good news there.
And technically available off the bench today. Passed all the concussion tests last night, which is great news. I think his head was like the fourth body part to hit that door, which did give just a little bit. Two and 0 the count on Adam LaRoche. Singleton scored in the second, and he drives one to deep right. And it's in and out of the basket. That's a home run for Adam LaRoche. Well, he's gotten ahead of Hamill twice and made him pay both times. His 10th homer of the year, and it's 2-2.
Talked about his good solid approach last time. A patient hitter works his way into hitters counts and then takes good swings. He did it last time, hit the ball sharply up the middle for a single. This time he wanted a little bit more, and he got it. Got the head out in front of a two-seam fastball and yanked it into the basket in right, and we're tied. That did not take long to leave the ballpark.
You're saying that was not a lob?
That was a La Laser.
The lob was the slow pitch thrown by his dad back in the day.
Steve Hamilton further back in the day threw the Folly floater. Big old eephus pitch. And then Dave LaRoche came up with the lob. People of a certain age probably remember video of that, him throwing it to Gorman Thomas. High arcing pitch, like slow pitch softball. I don't know if Gorman ultimately got him or not. I just remember him taking vicious swings and coming up empty at that thing.
One and two on Zimmerman. He doubled home LaRoche in the second.
Take a look at our Cubs injury report, sponsored by Illinois Bone and Joint Institute. No junior leg pictured there. But Emilio Bonifacio continues to work his way back with the oblique problem. Fujikawa and McDonald on the 60-day DL. Shoulder for McDonald, and Fuji coming back from Tommy John surgery. Illinois Bone and Joint Institute, helping you move better so you could live better. Visit ibji.com.
Wind and a 1-2. Line shot again. This one will be caught by Sweeney.
Jason shaking his head in frustration and going through a patch here where he's been a little inconsistent in terms of his location, the feel for the slider at times has not been there for him. Last time he was good. The previous couple of starts he really struggled with that. If you were a Benton man, there are a lot of reasons to like the Cubs today.
Almost grounds to short. 2 outs.
Hamill 6-0 lifetime against this club. 3-1 with a 2.27 ERA here in this ballpark this year.
The shortstop Desmond, as Gary Pressey plays Obladi Oblada.
Got a barrow in the marketplace.
He held that time. It's 1-1.
Jason, essentially a two-pitch pitcher. It's tough to be a successful starting pitcher in this league, leaning so heavily on 2 pitches, but he does it. Fastball, slider, those 2 pitches combined account for more than 90% of his offerings.
Jumped ahead 1-2. Outside, setting up the awesome Desmond 2-2. My favorite count in baseball.
Well, there's all kinds of 2s working on that board. I wonder if they do it in the minor leagues anymore. Collins, right? 2-2 with 2 outs. Everybody used to take their hat off, shake it. Cone power, looking for karma.
Swing and a miss to end the inning. LaRoche led it off with a home run to tie it. It's, of course, 2-2.
America, thank you for your service, sacrifice, and dedication.
Specialist James Builder, recipient of the Army Achievement Medal, serves in the Alpha Company 178th Infantry Regiment in Bartonville, Illinois. A 2-2 deadlock. Chris Coughlin against Tanner Roark to start the Cubs' fourth. Single and a run in the second. Average up 9 points from where he started. And he'll keep on going up. He's 2 for 2. All right, we mentioned the Lalab from Dave LaRoche, the father of Adam and Andy LaRoche, and here it is.
This is great.
The Yankees against Gorman Thomas.
Regular windup. Flips that baby up there.
But in the early 80s.
That's awesome. Adam himself drafted a couple of times as a pitcher.
And he nearly pitched the other night. Game went 16 innings in Milwaukee. Oakland with a pretty good lead over there, able to dive back safely.
Rip Sewell for the Pirates in the 1940s with the original Ephus pitch.
Do you think that was just stubbornness on Gorman's part? Because it's hard to throw a called strike on that pitch. We'll ask him. We see Gorman at Miller Park all the time, but it looked like he was just trying to make a point. You can't get it by me.
Well, Bob was talking between innings. He saw the whole at bat. He tried to bunt on one of them. I think he was in his head pretty deep.
Yeah. Ball one to Baker. He knocked in a run with a single in the second.
See, I would say that Carlos Villanueva would be a candidate to break that out.
No question.
Creative.
I just imagine the Brewers dugout screaming at LaRoche. Throw it! It's the big leagues.
Challenge somebody. Here, hit this. Dave, good pitcher. Boy, he made a couple all-star teams. He was a pitching coach in the Yankee organization when I first signed.
100 saves, 126 saves, most of his career as a reliever. Most of it in the American League. Save for 1973 and 74 here with the Cubs. Actually, that's really the only time he really struggled. He was way better in the American League in those 2 years here in Chicago.
Nationals play for two. That gives Baker a big hole on the right side to exploit if he can get out in front of one of these pitches. Roark is, as we mentioned earlier, a good athlete. He's done a nice job shutting down the running game. 3 stolen bases, but 5 caught while he's been on the mound.
Drilled the other way for a base hit. Cubs starting another rally near the bottom of the order. They've got 2 on with no outs.
Tanner Roark, he might have to break out an Ephus pitch here or a Lalab to get out of this mess. This time Willie Wilson gets a chance.
Feet shuffling. Should I? Should I? Yes. What am I doing? Barney 1 for 1 with an RBI.
Right, because what would be worse than swinging and missing at that? Would it be rung up looking at that?
try to turn 2 here. No, they won't. Has been deciding no chance. So he gets Barney. Kind of works like a sack bunt. And we got the pitcher Hamill coming up. Second and third, 1 out. Barney benefited from not hitting that ball hard. If he had, it would have been a double play.
Jason Hamill with a long look down there at Gary Jones as he goes through the signs. Nationals pull the infield in. Cubs have the benefit of having a speedy guy and Coughlin at third base.
Bunted foul.
Coughlin wasn't coming. Just trying to push it out there to the right side and let Coughlin read it and see if he could dash home. It's not a suicide squeeze.
Not showing bunt. Strike 2 call.
The other day the pitchers were out for their early BP, the starting pitchers, and they had some aluminum bats, metal bats, whatever material they're made out of these days. They were blasting balls out there onto Waveland, and Billy Williams was behind the cage. And Billy Williams actually said of Jason Hamill, hey, he's got a sweet swing. Wow, sweet swing from sweet swinging.
It's high praise. He does strike out here. Number 2 for Roark. And everybody can move back with 2 outs. Tomorrow the Cubs take on these Nationals in a scheduled day-night doubleheader. First 4,000 kids 13 and younger attending the 12:05 game 1 receive limited edition American Girl doll-sized Cubs apparel. For more info or to purchase seats, visit Cubs.com. Sweeney has popped a short twice and takes a fastball for a strike.
That big AB here. You don't want to let Roark off the hook after back-to-back hits to get the inning started.
And he makes him pay. They get 1. Here comes Baker. He will score. Ryan Sweeney makes it 4-2. Big 2-out, 2-run single.
When the Nationals first took the field, we talked about Tanner Roark. I talked about his first strike percentages among the highest in baseball, 65% of the time. So he challenges early. Not a bad idea to go up there ready to swing it. Sweeney hits that fastball in the center, and the Cubs get 2.
Cubs cash in on those 2 hits to start the frame. Ruggiano now is Sweeney at first. And he hits a ground ball into left. Cubs with 2 different 4-hit innings today.
Valbuena leading off the second with a double. Everything else been singles, but a couple of soft ones, but they're making a lot of really solid contact here. This is Steve McCaddy, the pitching coach, making his way out.
While they chat, let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN. Great day here at the ballpark today after a lot of fog and cool temperatures. Game 2 and day 2 of a 3-day 4-game series. The Cubs trying to make it 2 in a row to start the weekend.
Just to go back to the Sweeney base hit where he drove into it. He probably should have gotten to second base with that throw home. I'm a little bit surprised they just didn't kind of crank him around. He may have been able to score on Ruggiano's base hit had he done that.
Rizzo gets under 1. And this should end the inning. Span 2 to get their second lead of the day. 4-2.
Summary, Cubs reclaiming the lead 4-2. Now Adam LaRoche having a nice day, 2 out of 2, single home run, he scored twice. Cubs with 2 big innings, 4 hits in the second, scored 2, and then 2 more tallies in the fourth on 4 base hits. Start something special with great leases and low financing on a new Honda. Visit shophonda.com or visit your local Honda dealer.
Curve for a strike on the switch hitting Danny Espinosa. The Cubs with their second 2-run advantage. Pitcher Roark, and then the leadoff man in their lineup, Denard Span. There it is, bunted foul. Cincinnati Reds have made news. They have signed right-hander Raisel Iglesias to a 7-year contract worth $30 million through 2020. He's from Cuba, 24-year-old reliever. Pitched in the WBC last year, affected in November, and currently lives in Mexico. So he'll join Aroldis Chapman. Don't know what his what their plans are for him this year.
Is he pretty well advanced?
He's 24.
Yeah.
So
that game.
Listed at 5'11", 165, according to Mark Sheldon's MLB.com article. 3 strikeouts now for Jason Hammel.
No surprise that Espinosa has gone down twice as a left-handed batter. We talked about his strikeout rate last time. He was up 34% of the time. As a left-handed batter, it's 37% of the time. Only higher strikeout rate I could find looking at splits was Ryan Howard versus left-handed pitching, strikes out 41% of the time. So there was another guy that defected from Cuba recently, a position player, power hitter. Can't think of the name.
Signed with somebody?
No, he just defected.
Oh, okay. Past Hammel, but not by Barney, and pretty close at first, but they got him.
Roark playing the whole game, busting it down the line. Made it pretty close. Got a little Travis Wood in his game. Yasmani Tomas is the guy I was thinking of. I don't know much about him, just saw a headline. I figured if he was headline worthy, he must be pretty good. 23-year-old corner outfielder. He's got raw power. He's a fine youngster. He works 2 summer jobs. He loves his mommy and his daddy.
One and two to Span. Hamill ready. Pitch. 2-2.
Tomas was 6 for 16 during the WBC, 2 home runs. He's played for Industrialis over in Cuba, in Havana since 2008. 6'1", 230. So another name to keep an eye out for. Cuban invasion. My goodness, there's some players coming over from Cuba.
Jorge Soler hit a home run yesterday for Rookie League Mesa.
You just need to keep him healthy, get him back on the field.
Injury problems here the last couple of years. Strike 3 called, and the inning is over. Bottom 5, Cubs 4, Nationals 2. It's the pitch to Aramis. There's a drive. Deep left center. Cubs win. They win it. Ramirez, 2-run shot. That's our Southwest Airlines Wrigley 100 moment. Aramis Ramirez with the big home run off Francisco Cordero. Cubs went from 7.5 out to 6.5 back, but they would end up passing Milwaukee and winning the division that year. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
You have to ice your throat after that one?
Yeah, that one was a something. As Castro grounds out. It was a first pitch too. It was just so unexpected on a slider. And that kind of really started the Lou Piniella era. The Cubs had gotten off to a really slow start that year, and everything kind of turned. And it was short-lived, unfortunately. That team, really 2 excellent years winning the division. Over 500, but missed the playoffs in 09, and the Cubs have not finished above 500 since. It's interesting when you're in a stretch like that, you think you're going to be good for the next 15 years, and when you're struggling like the Cubs have, you assume you're going to be bad for a long time, but it changes. Sometimes more quickly than you think.
And the really astute baseball people can see it coming on both ends. You know, when you're kind of hanging in there, but you don't have players coming up through the minor leagues. You got an aging roster. Kind of sense that you're running out of time. And same token, if you're in a position like the Cubs are now, where you got a bunch of good young kids in the minor league system, you can see the turnaround out in front of you.
Well, how about the Nationals? They had 2 years ago. One of those years, it was a Strasburg year. Controversy as he got shut down, but they won 98 games, and everyone just thought, well, they're going to be great for the next 5 or 6 years. They were over 500 last year, but 12 games worse, and did not make the playoffs.
An 86-win team last year. They were a favorite to win the division, and for many a favorite to go to the World Series last season. Understandably so. And well, they are again this year. High expectations in Washington for this club.
The former National Edwin Jackson. 2-2 to Valbuena. 1 for 2 with a double and a run today. Roark has given up 1 hit in the odd innings and 8 in the even frames. Count holding 3-2 with Coughlin on deck. Fly ball to right. Worth going back on the warning track and right near the 368. He makes the grab. Hey, make sure you check out Len and JD's baseball blog. Sponsored by Jeff Vukovich. Go to WGNTV.com. Jeff is your nationwide insurance agent, serving the area for 36 years. To join the nation, contact Jeff at jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. Jeff Garland, Sean Gambroni singing the stretch. We've got video of that. Info on the Cubs' favorite things auction. Game notes from our friends at Stats. So strike to Coughlin.
Wow.
Didn't like that one, huh?
Snapped around. On pro strike. I generally like strikes, but we'll see. Maybe I'm dead wrong.
Look at one.
Well, that's one of those in the zone, but one you don't normally see called. But it's in the strike zone. Good call, Mike Estabrook. My apologies.
The hole backhanded by Desmond. Throw to first. Save. Coughlin on the head first dive. Beats it. Here comes Matt Williams. I thought they might have had him, but we'll find out.
Well, I thought the head first slide caught him or cost him. It looked to me like it slowed down a little bit instead of running through the bag. We'll get a look at the replay, and so will Matt Williams' video guys.
He was telling Jerry Lane we're going to have a look at that one, so he's just going to buy some time. Yeah, he's out.
Yeah.
So that should be reviewed and overturned, and they have officially challenged. Yeah, all the studies have shown that does slow you down, because once you hit the dirt, you do slow down.
Yeah. That's a great look at it there. See, I wish we had the technology, and maybe we do, I don't know. So you take Coughlin running down the baseline, and then you do a simulation with his speed and his body if he stays upright going through the base.
I've seen
and then the head first slide.
That very thing online where they've done the video where the same guy does the head first slide versus running through, and they show you that.
Mm-hmm. So they can take a simulation of that same at bat, that same trip down.
And it's really close. Mm-hmm. But running through the bag does get you there sooner.
Now, it's possible that he's thinking this ball's in the hole. He's making this off-balance throw. Maybe it's going to sail up the line a little bit. There might be a potential tag play here, so I'm going to leave my feet. It may have been his thinking there.
It has been overturned, and the inning is over. That will go 6-3 to end the frame. 4-2 Cubs. Stay tuned. The 7th inning stretch coming up later. Brought to you by Budweiser, the official beer of Major League Baseball. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. Christian Busch, half of the country duo Sugarland, will conduct the stretch. What a day in Chicago. Rendon, Worth, and LaRoche 2 through 4 against Jason Hamill in the 6th. One and one to Rendon. Down the right field line, Rizzo on foul ground makes the catch.
win today, and the Cubs guarantee themselves a split of this 4-game set with the Nationals. Nationals won 3 out of 4 here last year.
One and one to Worth. By the way, I think you know what I've read about the sliding versus running. If you dive to the bag and don't hit the dirt on your way there, you can get there faster.
Should just dive onto the base.
But that's easier said than done. But I think it's when you're 10 to 12 feet away and you start your dive. When you hit the dirt, that's where you end up losing that advantage. And as Worth flies out, somebody sent a tweet from Discovery Channel doing a Mythbusters episode. They said something about sliding being faster, but I don't believe it.
No one.
I think ESPN did a bit.
Yeah, FP came over and said that on Sports Science they did exactly what we were talking about with that simulation of the runner and the diver. Yeah,
run, not slide. In the dirt to a guy who's 2 for 2 and has scored both their runs. Roche knocked himself in with a home run in the 4th.
Want a little trivia question?
Would love one.
Straight from the pages of the Nationals press guide. This fella here, Adam LaRoche, one of 3 current major leaguers to hit at least 25 home runs with 4 different teams.
Okay.
So 2 other guys have done this. LaRoche did it with Atlanta, Pittsburgh, Arizona, and Washington.
25 in a season.
25 in a season, 4 different teams.
Let's see. Soriano.
You are correct, sir.
Yankees. Rangers. Nationals. Cubs.
Correct.
Adrian Beltre. Dodgers. Mariners, Red Sox, Rangers.
You are correct again, sir. Very well done. Go to the head of the class.
Actually, of those 3, LaRoche would be the last guy I would have gotten if you had just said 3 guys have done it.
No.
I would have.
I should have asked you without mentioning that he'd done it. I would have had to drop some context clues like he's batting right now. He just struck out.
Still 4-2.
For corporate gatherings, family reunions, and bachelor or bachelorette parties. Individual and group tickets are available for all games. For more details, go to WrigleyvilleRooftops.com or call 773-248-ROOF.
All of a sudden, Jason Hamill has sent down the last 9 he's faced. And will take at least a 2-run lead into the late innings as John Baker looks at ball 1 from Roark.
See if this even odd inning thing continues. Roark's been really good in the odd innings, but the even innings Cubs have inflicted a lot of damage. 4 hits, 2 runs in the second, 4 hits, 2 runs in the fourth. Baker's got 2 of those knocks.
Boy, the dive or stay on your feet conversation has spurred a lot of reaction. Someone asking, well, then why dive for a ball if you don't get there faster? Because when you dive, when you lay out, you don't hit the ground first. You generally catch the ball before you hit the ground. And if it's low, you can't stay on your feet. That's why you dive. We're talking about going to first base.
Yeah, you can't. I guess
theoretically, you don't have to stop.
If your goal was to run by the ball as fast as possible,
stay on your feet.
You'd probably want to do that. Beat the ball to the spot, Skipper.
I like the track star analogy. When guys are doing the 100 meters, they don't dive to the finish line. They'll lean, but they stay on their feet. We should also point out, if we ask Chris Coughlin about it, he might just say, yeah, I know, but the instinct to dive takes over, which you get. There's a leadoff walk. Baker's been on all 3 times. First walk issued by Roark.
That leadoff walk, there's stirring in the Nationals bullpen. Soon there will be action. You have to stir first, and then there's action.
Jerry Blevins, left-hander. One time was in the Cubs organization.
Showing some urgency down there.
That is caught, and it'll be 2. As Baker got caught in between. That's a tough read. You're obviously taught on a liner to hold, but I think he thought that ball might hit the dirt. If it does, he's
going to get
duck either way.
So ideally stop. You're not going to beat the force play, and you're not going to be able to get there in time to break up a double play if it's on the ground. And he kind of processed that, and then you saw him slam on the brakes there. And that time it was too late.
Jason Hamill with a base hit.
Sweet swinging Jason Hamill.
He's on with 2 outs. Talking to Billy here at the ballpark.
You have to remind me to tell Jason that the Hall of Famer complimented him on his swing.
Getting feedback on Adam LaRoche, 25 homers, 4 different teams. Active, 3 active guys.
Yes.
You can name all the former players you want, but the question was active. Beltre, Soriano, LaRoche. Sweeney lifts to left. Zimmerman makes a catch as Roark goes over 100 pitches. 4-2 Cubs. time to check out our WGN Cubs fan cam. Pride of Zion, Illinois. That's Shoes with Girls Up Today. I want to thank Gary Klebe for joining us last Friday. Hot Stove Cool Music over at Metro. And that is our WGN Cubs fan cam as Ryan Zimmerman leads off here in the 7th. And it's our pleasure to have Christian Busch in the booth with us.
Yeah, it's a good booth.
It is a good booth, especially on a day like this.
I'm telling you, this is like a baseball day.
A couple of nights, but yeah, beautiful today. We will be conducting the stretch here, and great to have you with us.
Thank you. I mean, come on. This is like some false advertising for Chicago, man.
No, it's like this every day.
It's like this every day.
Oh, yeah.
It's not foggy at all yesterday.
Misses on Zimmerman. 1 ball, 1 strike. You're busy, which is good.
I'm always busy.
So tell us what's coming up.
Sure. Well, between Sugarland dates, I'm putting out a solo record.
There's a 1-1.
Ooh.
Foul. Continue.
Yeah, and it's going well. It's about to go release in radio, and you have the largest country radio station in the world here in Chicago. Do you know this?
I didn't know that. The largest?
Yeah, they reach the most people. USN.
Great station.
I love them. And they love the Cubs.
So 1-2.
Oh.
Zimmerman fouls.
So you're singing the stretch today. Have you sung the anthem?
You know, I sang the anthem at the Braves this year on their opening day. But I'm sitting here wearing a Cubs hat. I'm just saying.
Just saying. You're
saying.
A convert?
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
At least for today.
But today I am, I have to say. That was my first pitch, though. Today.
You know, yeah.
It's further than it looks.
Throw a strike?
I threw a strike.
Lincoln Park Zoo last night you performed?
Yeah.
It's a neat venue.
It was awesome. I could hear the Tigers. I was between the flamingos and the monkeys.
Yeah, no, that's fought well. There you go.
Here's that first pitch.
Oh, look out. Look at that.
Very nice.
Yeah.
See?
Right over the heart of the plate.
There it is.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it. It's usually a little harder, but, you know, I had to go easy on him.
No, that's the perfect ceremonial first pitch right there.
Yeah, it's got a little up on down on it.
Yeah.
You don't want to hurt anybody before we get started.
Yeah, it's not a trial camp. Some people try to turn it loose and throw 97, and then they end up one hopping the guy. And
that's right. And then there's trouble. Yeah. I'm just looking out for your team.
You want to leave with a bad legacy. You don't want to be the guy. You don't want to be that guy.
Strike to Wilson Ramos. So how did you you've got a 5-piece band with you, right?
Oh, yeah.
And how did you go through that process of hiring your band?
Oh, well, you know, I love it when out in Sugarland we get some of the best musicians in the world. And it's a lot of fun to go and find different people, all the bands from Atlanta. So my brother, Brandon, plays in Train all the time, and Michelle Malone played with us. Benji Shanks plays with Allman Brothers a lot. It's a lot of fun.
What a treat. 2-1 to Ramos. Look at 2-2. Baseball fan growing up?
Well, as much as you can be in the South. You know, all we had was the Braves. And they put it like you guys. It's always on television.
Right. Superstation back in the day.
Yep.
And there's a base hit into center. So that snaps a string of 10 in a row retired by Jason Hamill, and it'll bring up dangerous Ian Desmond.
Ramos hasn't missed a beat. Just off the DL yesterday, had a couple of knocks plus a walk in that ball game, and a walk and a base hit here this afternoon. And Not a bad pitch at all. Breaking ball down below the knees, and he just reaches out and serves it into center field. And that's going to do it for Jason Hamill.
Oh, look at that.
So Ricky Renteria will head into his bullpen here in the 7th. Christian Busch, thanks for the time. We look forward to your stretch, and best of luck with everything musically.
Thank you, my friends. Thank you.
His 36th appearance of the season. He comes on with a man on and 1 out here in the 7th and facing Ian Desmond. And usually when Ricky Renteria brings him in, JD, he's looking for a ground ball.
Yeah, that's his strength. Sinker baller gets a lot of ground balls. You know, this way Hamill gets out of the game. He can win it. He can't lose it. Good solid effort for Jason here today, coming on following up a really good outing last time in which he allowed 2 runs but lost 2-1. Chance to pick up his 7th win this afternoon if the bullpen can hold up their end of the deal.
Desmond has hit into a fielder's choice and struck out. Not a hit so far in the series, but he's got 14 home runs. He shows bunt, takes a fastball away for ball 1.
See the distribution of outs and the ground ball tendencies when Brian Schlitter's on the hill.
The 1-0 is outside. Brian got a haircut.
He did. He tightened it up a little bit.
Yes, he did. He's got nothing on top. No, he took probably an inch off there.
As long as he doesn't lose anything off his fastball.
That's right.
Here we go.
Well, there it is. 6-4 to 3. And it's time now for the 7th inning stretch. Brought to you by Budweiser.
Conductor for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, Sugarland's Christian Busch.
All right, Cubs fans, let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I never go back. And it's root for the Cubby. If they don't win, it's a shame. And it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Let's get some runs.
upcoming schedule. Tomorrow you've got 2 games. We'll have the first one right here on WGN beginning at 12 noon. A night game on Fox. And then off to Boston next week to start a long road trip. Ford, go further in any one of Ford's many fuel-efficient vehicles. Check out America's freshest lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. Here's Jerry Blevins.
Left-hander, first year with the Nationals after a nice long run with the Oakland Athletics. 2-3 with a .450 earned run average this season.
1 ball, 1 strike to Justin Ruggiano.
Glenn mentioned Blevins, a former Cub farmhand, drafted by the Cubs 17th round 2004.
Debuted in the big leagues with Oakland in 07. He was sent from the Cubs to the A's in the Jason Kendall deal back in July of 07. And then this past December traded here for Billy Burns. Fly ball well hit out into center, and that ball will get off the wall. Ruggiano making his way into second with a double. He's 2 for 4 today.
The 11th hit by the Cubs this afternoon. Man, they're making a lot of solid contact. Good read here by Span. Stop and ready himself to play that carom. If he gets a little too close to that wall and it goes by him, Ruggiano's on third base.
Billy Burns is a switch hitting speedster, an outfielder. The A's got for Blevins and is right now at the Double-A level.
Sinkers, cutters, curveball, and a change. He's done so much good work against left-handers. Stands in here against Blevins. He got that bat off Aroldis Chapman the other night, and I asked him about it the next day. He said, probably didn't want that, and he said, no, I did. Wanted to see a lefty. Haven't seen enough of them lately.
Cubs will face a southpaw in game 1 tomorrow. Gio Gonzalez.
It's like a guy saying, man, I can't wait to go to the dentist, and I hope they drill right down. Hit a nerve while they're in there.
Yeah, I want a root canal. Sounds fun. Gets by and allows Ruggiano to advance to third on a wild pitch.
But look at the feet. Ramos, he doesn't even move. For me, that's on him. That ball should have been blocked, if not caught.
Bring the infield in. Neil Ramirez, the rookie, is up. Hard throwing right-hander.
So in this situation, will choke up on the bat a little bit.
Just punched out into shallow center. Desmond makes a really nice catch. Basket grab, running away from home plate, and then spins and fires it back in, and Ruggiano has to hold.
Yeah, it's a nice play here and a tough read for Ruggiano. Could argue, well, he should have tagged and tried to score after the catch, but he's got to make sure he can score if the ball's not caught. If he's standing on third base when that drops in, the chance that he's not able to score then.
He will intentionally walk Castro, with left-handed hitting Luis Valbuena on deck. Interesting trade. The Angels and Pirates have exchanged struggling closers. Ernesto Frieri for Jason Grilli. So a little change of scenery trade. A couple of right-handers.
That's let's step aside and see what's coming up. And we'll talk about the trade.
Welcome back to Wrigley Field. Nationals and Cubs. Cubs trying to make it 2 in a row. Start this weekend series, and they're threatening to add to their 2-run lead. Outside for a ball. Really recently,
that's a tough blow for Grilly because he's such a big part of that success that the Pirates had last year.
He's going to a good team.
Yeah. Change of scenery deal. Both those guys may be able to regroup after the deal.
2-0 the count on Valbuena. Good rip.
Looks like he'd be problematic for a left-handed hitter. Tough arm angle with which he delivers the baseball. Yeah, there's the breakdown. Lefty's just 122. No home runs.
Big leg kick outside. It's full. Well, Luis will always give you good at bat. Inside ball, 4 to load him. Bases loaded for Chris Coghlan.
Williams telling his middle infielders they're going to play for 2 out there in the middle of the diamond.
Here we go. Bases loaded. 1 away. Cubs trying to break it open here, leading 4-2 in the 7th.
Off this lefty, Coghlan more likely to exploit the shortstop hole than the pull side between first and second.
Levin's 1-0 offering. 2-0.
Coghlan against left-handed pitching this year has hung in very nicely. Going to have to wait a little while longer. Steve McCaddy out to the mound one more time.
Aaron Barrett is up in the Nationals bullpen, a right-hander, and getting ready very quickly.
Tanner Rourke fan club showing their support
in his 6 innings. The 2-0 to Coghlan, fouled back. Oh, and the ball came right off the screen and hit Ramos right in the back of the head. Fortunately, he's got that hard helmet on. The guy wires here at Wrigley Field are really tight, so anything that hits the top of that screen, it really trampolines back toward home plate. Right there.
What are the chances?
Three and one.
Selectively aggressive. Hitters count. We got the bases loaded. Walk gets a run home. Something you can really drive here for Chris Coghlan. Up but on the inside corner.
Full count with 3 on. Here's the pitch. He got him, a called strike 3. Coghlan thought it was ball 4, 2 away. Same pitch as the last one.
Yep. Well, that's a good pitch in that situation. You got a guy, who is inclined to shoot the ball the other way, and he with full count, you're kind of in protect mode. You want to make sure you don't get fooled by a pitch off the outside part of the plate, so you're a little susceptible to that inside fastball. Made a heck of a pitch.
Ricky sticking with his left-handed hitters here with a 4-2 lead. If the Cubs were down by a couple, he might have going with a right-handed hitter off the bench. Oh, that's going to score at least 2. John Baker scoring Ruggiano, Castro, and Balbuena. Oh, is that huge? 3 for 3, 4 RBIs, 7-2.
That's called picking up your teammate right there. After the Coghlan strikeout, Baker whacks one into the right field corner, clears the bases, and breathing room now for the Cubs. Makes the manager feel awfully good too, because he was opening himself up to some second guessing, staying with his left-handers.
That's it for Blevins. Cubs lead by 5 in the 7th. parking and shuttle services on night and weekend games. The remote parking lot is located at 3900 North Rockwell. For details, visit Cubs.com, and you can take advantage of that tomorrow, the day-night doubleheader. Well, the Cubs have gotten to this terrific Nationals bullpen. They beat Craig Stammen last night, and 3 big ones off Jerry Blevins here today. Now, rookie Aaron Barrett, who's from Evansville, Indiana, the Wabash Valley College, and then Ole Miss. He's been really good.
He's been able to pitch around some walks. He's issued 14 free passes, but he's struck out 32 in 26 2/3 innings, allowing a .215 batting average against. Fastball, slider, change. Yeah, those crooked numbers late against a tough bullpen. That'll play.
Day for Baker out there at second. 2 singles, a walk, a double, 4 knocked in, 1 and 2 on Barney.
A good day, for the Cubs as a whole to get this kind of a production on a day when there hasn't been a lot from Rizzo and Castro. I mean, they've been carrying the load here for so long, and today it's Baker, Sweeney, Coghlan chipping in. Darwin's got a knock and an RBI.
So Neil Ramirez, now it's Wesley Wright with a 5-run lead. Barney chased one in the dirt. Almost will get it to LaRoche, and the inning is over, but 3 insurance runs, and the Cubs have stretched their lead to 5. Chicago Cubs baseball brought to you by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. Ford, manufacturers of America's best-selling brand. Check out our best-selling lineup at your local Ford store or online at localfordstores.com. And by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports.
Caramelize those babies a little bit.
John Baker caramelizing the baseball today.
Ooh.
Here's Wesley Wright against Danny Espinosa, who is better right-handed than left-handed, but this is really not about the matchups, which is getting an inning out of Wesley Wright and saving a guy like Neil Ramirez if possible.
The password is Chromalize.
1-1. Here are your numbers on Wesley Wright.
Good numbers for the lefty. 2.57 ERA, 220 batting average against, 222. Just 1 home run surrendered.
One and two. Kevin Franzen on deck. Taylor Hill on the hill. Full count, 3-2. They're going in with some heat. Pitch out over the plate, popped up. Room for Rizzo, now back into fair territory, and he's got it.
MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, is celebrating 12 years. Join the millions of subscribers. Watch every out-of-market game live in true HD on over 400 devices. Visit Cubs.com for details.
Here's a pinch hitter, Franzen. And as we look ahead now to some of the evening games on this Friday, David Wright scratched by the Mets. He's got a left shoulder issue, and he'll have an MRI. It's been bothering him for a few weeks. Bud Norris on the DL with the Orioles. Strained right groin.
They called up Lausman and also Evan Meek to work out of the bullpen.
There's a base hit for Franzen, the veteran. A 1-out single here in the 8th. We are back with you tomorrow straight up noon as right-hander Dallas Beeler will make his major league debut against left-hander Gio Gonzalez. And we'll notice very early on, Beeler looks a lot like Roy Halladay in terms of his windup. Hopefully he can replicate that success. Would be nice.
He's as good at pitching as Mark Brady is at catching peanuts or whatever he was throwing himself there in the back of that shot. Then he's going to be just fine.
Strike on Denard Span. It was Beeler's spot, his turn in the rotation. But also the Nationals have been better against lefties than righties. So you try to get as many right-handers against them as possible. Span with a late swing hits it foul to third. Tigers go into action tonight, having won 7 in a row. They're at Houston, so Brad Ausmus returns to the Astros, but now managing the Tigers.
Be a fun trip for him to go back to where he was very successful and very well liked in that city.
Strike 3 called to Span. 2 down.
Doing the pigeon.
You just write a song. I'm not familiar with that one.
Bert and Ernie, baby.
Want to know? Did Bert and Ernie have a song called "Doing the Pigeon"?
Bert sang a song called "Doing the Pigeon."
Well, you're good.
Doing
that is deep in the vault. Two balls, no strikes.
Dangerous hitters following Rendon. Not that he's not dangerous, but obviously with a 5-run lead, you don't want to be putting anybody on. Situation calls for a pretty aggressive pitch here from Wesley.
That guy knew he had a sign growing out of his face. He might want to have that removed. Not back to back, but 2 singles here in the 8th. With Jason Worth coming up.
The kid might battle for a batting crown someday. He's got a good looking swing and he's really quick. What a short path, quick to the ball.
And a nice turnout at Petco Park last night. Public ceremony to honor Tony Gwynn. About 20,000 fans showed up. Reggie Jackson was there. He spoke. So did Trevor Hoffman. Very eloquent comments from Hoffman. Hoffman said, quote, "Thank you for representing San Diego with such class." Speaking of Tony Gwynn.
Representing San Diego and representing baseball players. You know, a model for how you would hope all guys would approach the game and their responsibilities to the game.
And 1 to Worth. Yu Darvish said if he's selected to the American League All-Star team, he would rather go sightseeing in Minneapolis than pitch.
I think he's scheduled right now to pitch the Sunday before the break. I think that's what he's getting. I read that story too, and he's taking some heat. But I think he was saying, well, you know, I don't really want to pitch on 1 day's rest. I'll go, I'll represent the team, but I'd rather chill out.
Castro will feed it to Barney, and that will end the inning. Nationals strand 2. Cubs lead 7-2 in the 8th.
Bat in the bottom half of the 8th, and we got a new pitcher on the bump for the Washington Nationals. It's rookie Taylor Hill made his major league debut the other day in Milwaukee. So not a lot of work yet at this level. I think we have a surprise coming up.
Pigeon, doing the pigeon, dancing a little smidgen of the kind of belly sweeps
you're
me
something.
away. Doing the pigeon, doing the pigeon.
Nate Sherholtz to face the rookie Hill.
Yes, and Hill, and I showed you the numbers there from his debut the other day in Milwaukee, but at Syracuse, AAA Syracuse, 9-2 with a 192, 15 games, 14 of which were starts.
Popped up by Sherholtz. In the grass, it is Espinoza for the catch.
Well, we had that shot earlier in the game of a young lady wearing a Luckenbach, Texas hat. So I got that song and the pigeon songs just kind of running through my head at the same time here. It's an interesting blend.
Thank you to all the tweeters for sending us the link. We got it about 700 times. Thank you.
Sixth-round pick in 2011 out of Vanderbilt. Good program down there. They won the national championship again, eh? I didn't watch much of the College World Series this year. I usually catch a little bit here and there. For some reason, I just didn't get around to it. They're playing UVA, and Vanderbilt won the crown.
It's Justin Grimm in the Cubs bullpen. There's one Sesame Street song I remember, and that was not one of them. Little Jerry and the Monotones. Mad? Remember that song?
No.
Yeah. Someone socks me in the eye and they don't even tell me why. That makes me mad. That one I like. But I learned a new one. Thank you. As Sweeney singles into right.
But the parody songs were the best, right? The Let Her Be and. Second hit of the day for Sweeney.
Vanderbilt beat Virginia 2-1 in the championship game. First College World Series title. A couple of days ago. Ruggiano takes ball one outside on a slider. Cubs leading 7-2. They won 5-3 last night. Fly ball to deep right will be caught by Worth.
Cubs hang on and win this ball game. They will be 21-17 in 38 games since May 17th. So it's a pretty good ball over a nice extended run now for this young club.
This guy's been a big part of that. What a month of June he's had. Fairly quiet today, 1 for 4, but he came in hitting .337 this month. Swing and a miss. Pulled the string on him.
Has the highest OPS of any left-handed hitter in baseball right now. Here's proof. There's old Brantley, Seth Smith having a great year, and Adam LaRoche, and Big Matt Adams.
Rendon will get the out at first, and we will head to the ninth.
Doing the pigeon.
7-2 Cubs.
Pigeon. Dancing a little smidgen of the kind of ballet sweeps me away.
Is Mark Brady. Skip Ellison is our director. Doug Stanton, our associate producer. Our stage manager in the booth, Paula Ascroba. The executive producer is Bob Borwald, Christina Ballas. Look at our WGN studios. Coordinating things, and here's Justin Grimm. Great work by our entire crew. We'll be up and at 'em early tomorrow, noon, right here on WGN. A safe spot, 7-2. The Cubs lead here in the ninth. Ball one to LaRoche.
Wesley Wright allowed a couple of hits, but no runs in his one inning of work. Had a strikeout.
Two and nothing. Second. It's the shortstop, Castro. One away.
Open the show talking about the Cubs starting rotation. And the fact that according to Fangraphs, they lead baseball in wins above replacement. Just flipping back through my scorebook last time through the rotation. Samardzija 6 innings, 1 run. Arrieta 7 innings, 2 runs. That's the game he flirted with perfection. Edwin Jackson allowed 4 in his start and 5 in the third. One really bad inning. Wood quality work last night. Hamill solid again here this afternoon. According to Fangraphs.com, wins above replacement. Cubs starters best in baseball.
Interesting to see the Rays and the Red Sox on that list. You have 3 teams out of those 5 well under 500.
Then I don't know the math and how they calculate it. I just know there's a lot of really smart guys that do that. just another way to evaluate pitching, but pretty deep look at it.
1-1 to Zimmerman in the dirt. By the way, Jake Arrieta and Homer Bailey, who matched up the other night, they work out in the offseason. They've known each other a long time. And talking with Jake today, he said you play your friends, you really want to beat them. And he had the upper hand. Sweeney for out number 2 here in the ninth. Gary Pressey plays the final countdown. Josh Denny just chimed in watching on WGN America from Messina, New York.
God's country.
A bouncer to first. Josh is happy. Cub fans everywhere are happy today. A 1-2-3 ninth. Cubs win 7-2. And they're 4-4 now on this homestand.
Baseball season's underway.